All right, hey, good afternoon everybody. My name is Margie and welcome to Four Seasons Farm. I am going to do a food demonstration making a kale salad. Okay, so it is raw, right, and I hear it's delicious. I won't tell you who told me that. So we're going to start. This is my sous chef, Malie.
Hi.
And so she's going to be helping me out here, and if you have any questions, please feel free to interrupt and ask. But before we actually get started, I have some pre-made, and I am going to give out samplings so you can be tasting while we are demonstrating. Is that okay? That's okay. So I'm just going to give you some in these little cups. And if you don't mind, Malie, will you pass this out?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, maybe give them a fork or spoon there. So the most challenging part of making this kale salad, if we want to have a most challenging part, is massaging the kale, right? So outside of that, it's very simple, very easy. There's a lot of chopping. I am vegan, by the way, and let me say I am not a chef. I am a cook, right? You will experience a chef a little later in the day. So I am vegan. I've been vegan for probably almost 20 years, and so a lot of my cooking, if you will, just comes from experimenting and then loving to share what I make. And so hopefully you'll enjoy it as well. Okay, and the beauty of this kale salad is you can vary it up, add more of the things that you love and enjoy. Does everybody have a sample? Everybody good? All right. Okay, so sorry camera guys, you can't eat and work the camera, so we'll get you later. Okay, so we're going to start with our kale. Now this kale I've already prepped as far as obviously picking it, and then I picked it off of the stem, washed it, and it's ready for our salad. Okay, so we're just going to, now I do not have, you should have, we have available a list of ingredients, but there are no measurements or quantities because it's kind of to your own taste. All right, would you like a sample?
No, I'm just watching.
Okay, so just placing my kale in the bowl, and here comes the hard part, right? So massaging the kale, right?
You want me to take it from here?
Yes, and we're just using those little cups there, and you can use the little tongs right there. Okay, so massaging the kale, right? And this is another thing too that you can do to your preference. I prefer to have it real soft, almost like it's been cooked, right? And then that way it seems to absorb all the other flavors, seasonings better, right? So,
Makes it softer?
yes, yes. So what you're eating is massaged. Yeah, right? What's that? No, we cannot add suckers to the kale salad. Was that the question? No. All right. Massaging, and it can take a while. So, so while I'm massaging, I'm going to be running my mouth, right? So this is raw, and so we know that living foods do our body good. No, I'm just saying, the more alive food is, alive will be, right, and will feel. And that's personal experience for me. I was not trying to be vegan. I was not trying to eat raw. It's just my lifestyle at the time, and just my, I was actually volunteering at the Bexley Co-op, and I was working the produce area. And so the produce that got to a point where it was not good enough to sell, but not bad enough to throw out, they would let me take. And so that's why, so I started eating more produce, I started eating more organic, and when I would go to eat food, like cook it, or just inorganic food, I could tell that my body was responding differently to that food, right? So that's you know, when you know better, you do better, hopefully. So I started doing better. And my family will tell you, my philosophy used to be, if it's not moving on the plate, I'm eating it, right? So that was my philosophy. Well, that has since changed. All right, so massage the kale a little bit. Sous chef, would you hand me the honey, please?
Yeah, sure.
So I'm going to add honey. This is raw, organic honey, right, which we like to use. And I don't know what the temperature is, but they can extract it. Maybe, Hank, you may know. The honey to a certain degree of heat, but it still can be raw. So I'm not, you don't know, where's my honey guy? Then may I have the lemon? So this, what I'm doing now is like the base of our salad. So we added the honey. I'm going to add a little bit of lemon. And lemon, if you don't know, actually starts breaking down. It's like a preservative, and it'll break it down. Like, so it kind of like starts cooking it, if you will. And then nutritional yeast. So this is the Bragg's nutritional yeast that we add to our salad. And oftentimes vegans use the nutritional yeast as a cheese substitute. You know, they're making the dishes that that use cheese, they'll use the nutritional yeast for that. I use the nutritional yeast a lot for when I air pop my popcorn, and I'll put a little coconut oil on it, and then I use my nutritional yeast. May I have the sea salt in the little baggie? All right, so then I'm adding a little sea salt, and the sea salt along with the honey helps to break down the kale. All right, so like I said, I have no measurements here. You can do this to taste. I'm just going to put a few pinches. There you go, and we'll keep massaging. Life is good. Right now, you saw how this bowl was filled with the kale. As you massage, you know, it just like when you cook it, it shrinks, and this will be lucky to get a few bites out of this. But it's good, it's worth it. All right, so you're sampling it, so what do you think? Do you like it? Yeah. Oh, really? So what do you do? Oh.
Raisins, olive oil, garlic.
The liquid aminos? Yeah, okay. All right. So, well, and that's the beauty of the salad. It's, you know, you can vary it, like you said, to your own liking, to your taste. But, so oftentimes when I make it and people they ask me what's the dressing, right? So there's no dressing on this. So you see as I am massaging it, how it is liquefying, right? So the greens have a very high water content as well, right? So between the massaging it and the lemon, right, it makes its own juice, okay? Who doesn't like playing in food with their hand? You know, when you're growing up, your parents say, don't play in your food. Well, why not, right? So just in that little bit of time, more juice, right? All right, so now we're going to add, now this is the base, right? So this is the base. So from here, you can add anything that you like. This is the base. The nutritional yeast, the lemon, the honey, and the sea salt. Okay, and so you're going to excuse me because I'm going to taste it. Delicious. Okay, now we're going to add onion. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I already cut up some onion. I'm just going to throw in there a little bit. Again, to taste. Anybody here don't like onion? Too bad if you don't. And then we'll add some apple. Now all this is optional, right? Oh, she is such a good sous chef, isn't she? I tell you. It's too bad she's not getting paid.
I would like to get paid.
She would like to get paid. Okay. Okay, I'll make note of that. All right, so just a little bit of apple. Okay, and then we'll add some, let's add the red bell pepper. There you go. And so I, for convenience sake, chopped all this up ahead of time. There is a lot of chopping. I have a friend who teases me about being a vegan. She says, being a vegan, you chew a lot, right? So it is true. And I eat cooked foods, but I eat a lot of raw stuff. And when things are raw, you tend to chew more, right? And which is really how things are meant to be. I mean, we're supposed to, that's part of the digestive process, right? Chewing it, breaking it down, and that's getting things started to prepare for the digestion, right? All right, so let's add corn. I had some corn on the cob, and I cut it up raw, and we're gonna add a little bit of corn. Yay. Thank you. All right. Oh, I'm just making a mess of it, really. That's all right. We're in the garden. Yeah, exactly. We like color. Okay. And then let's add the tomato. Actually, you know what? Let's take that back. Let's do the avocado. So the avocado actually helps with the dressing, if you will. And I would have cut this up ahead of time, but a lot of people kind of turn their nose up when they see brown avocado. But it's just, you know, it's been exposed and it's going to turn brown. So for your visual, we have a fresh avocado. And so I just slice it in its skin like this. And I'm just going to give you a little tidbit. As far as eating is concerned, and this is going to come out of the blue, right? But there's a saying that I love that says, eat for what you have yet to do, not for what you've done already, right? So oftentimes you may go through the day and you don't eat much, like you're really busy, you don't eat much, and then you get home and you're like, oh, I am starving, I'm going to eat, and then you end up eating this big meal, but all you're going to do the rest of the evening is sit and watch TV or read or go to sleep. So you obviously had enough energy to do what you needed to do throughout the day. So now just have like a salad or a piece of fruit or something to, you know, hold you through what you're going to do for the rest of the day, right? Isn't that like, seems like it's common sense, but you know, we don't have a trash can. We know that common sense is not that common. All right. Oh, it might be a trash can. Yeah, we'll try that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this other half in there. Anybody that don't like avocado? Okay, it's too bad if you don't. Woo! Wow. All right. Oh, you guys, if you want to get a sampling of the kale salad, we have some made up there. So please help yourself. Or sous chef, would you like to serve them? Malie, I should stop calling her sous chef, right? She does have a name.
A little bit of kale salad.
All right. Yeah. And if you like more, anyone can have more. So look at that. Doesn't that look good? And then of course, it's one of those dishes where the more, you know, you let it sit, the more it absorbs, you know, all the flavors and just tastes better. You know, like spaghetti and chili, how they're better like the next day or later in the day. And anybody familiar with the Ayurvedic principles on eating as far as satisfying the 6 taste buds? And the Ayurvedic principles on eating, we have 6 taste buds, right? And if we satisfy all 6 taste buds, then you'll tend not to like overeat or have cravings, right? And those tastes are pungent, bitter, astringent, sweet, salty, sour. And if you satisfy all those taste buds in one meal, then you typically won't have like the cravings or want to overeat, right?
Very good.
You like that? Good. All right, so Look at that. Doesn't that just look like you just want to eat it up? The answer is yes, by the way. All right. So now we're going to add, what I chose to add are cranberries. These cranberries I get from the Bexley Co-op. It's one of the few places, well, it's the only place I know in town where you can get them. They are apple juice infused, so they're not sweetened with sugar, right? And it makes a difference for me when I use them in the salad. I one time used just the sugar. I don't use sugar, but I was making it for somebody and I use those, and it makes a difference in how the salad tastes to me. So these are apple juice infused cranberries. All right, and so I'll just put some in here. Are we having fun? The answer is yes. You know, just in case you didn't know.
Question, what's astringent?
So that would be like say like your greens are considered astringent. Things that, you know, more kind of like on the bitter side, if you will. Just, I don't know, anybody have a better way of describing that? So like your parsley and, what did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, he's agreeing, okay. Yeah.
I asked.
Yeah. So that's my point to that was this salad satisfies all that, right? We have sweet, pungent, let's see, and the greens are a combination of bitter and pungent, and there you go. Yes. Yes. There you go. Acidic and yeah. And so these are currants that I'm putting, and I choose currants over raisins. Makes a difference to me. That's just my personal preference. You may be fine with the sugar sweetened cranberries and raisins, but I prefer apple juice infused cranberries and currants. Okay, makes a difference to me. All right, so we're gonna add that. Oh, and then we'll add, the last thing we'll add are our tomatoes. And you can use any tomatoes you like. I just happen to have these yellow/orange tomatoes, and I think they're a little flavorful, more flavorful. And so we will add those. Would you like to do that for me?
Sure.
That's good. No, maybe half, since we have just a little bit. So my sous chef, Malie, she might be for hire. If anybody's interested, I'll have to check with her off camera to make sure that's okay, but just nod your head right now, yes. Okay, thank you. All right. Very good. So here is our kale salad. Isn't that lovely? So not only...
If anybody wants seconds on the kale.
Would you please? Yes. You can ask it out loud on camera.
Do you guys want more kale salad?
She's got some. I'll have some.
Okay. Thank you.
Kale salad?
I'm sorry? So this is our kale salad. I have to tell you, it does take a little time to make it. It doesn't seem like it took a lot of time to make it here because I had everything all cut up and prepped, right? But the prepping does take some time, so I don't want to give any false impressions. I am not a chef on TV trying to make you think that my difficult meal is is very simple to make. But I mean, it's simple to make, but it's just time consuming. It's just time consuming, but worth it, right? I think so. Yeah. What do you think? Is it all right, sir? Oh, okay. All right, so there we have it. Your beautiful kale salad. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put this in this bowl. And this could be for your pleasure as well. All right. Oh, look, the dog even wants some. Now, you know it's good if a meat-eating dog is coming over to the table for it. Now, what's not in this, that's in that, is cucumber. Right, so I actually ran out of cucumber, and so there's no cucumber in this, but you can add, I think on the ingredients list, I put on there sometimes, instead of using the cranberries and the currants, I will use dates. I cut up date and put in it. The other day, what was I made? Something that I had some ground cherries still in the garden, and I got the ground cherries and put those in there, you know, so you can alternate, but the base of it is, again, the kale, the honey, the lemon, and this is fresh lemon juice. Please do not use real lemon that's in the jar. How is that real lemon? But fresh lemon juice and nutritional yeast and sea salt. The Himalayan sea salt is what I choose to use. And that's it.
Lemons, I guess, to produce the real lemon juice?
Yes, yes, yeah. So fresh squeezed lemons.
What was it, the plastic bag?
Himalayan sea salt.
Himalayan sea salt.
Sea salt, yeah. And so just to taste, and that's why I put no measurements on there, because it's to your liking.
Right.
Right? So yeah, there you have it. Any other questions?
I don't think so.
Well, enjoy.